easy family meals made with turkey and chicken. This is my Caesar chicken gyro. Grated cucumbers, salt, and sat to the side. Tzatziki sauce, sour cream, white vinegar, olive oil, crushed garlic, salt, pepper, dill weed. I squeezed the moisture out of the grated cucumbers and added it to the party. Mix well. I then combined my homemade tzatziki sauce with my homemade Caesar dressing. I combined iceberg and romaine lettuce with some spinach and toasted a pita bread. Down with my sauce, lettuce, the onions, tomatoes, and the chicken. More sauce, Parmesan cheese, and homegrown dried out mint leaves. And here it goes. My Caesar chicken gyro. A combination of a Caesar salad, a gyro, and some roasted chicken. Look at that. Mm, mm, mm. This was delicious. Dinner in the air fryer. Deconstructed chicken pot pie. I put 4 legs down. Carrots, celery, potatoes, onions, tomatoes, salt, pepper, roasted garlic seasoning, paprika, all-purpose seasoning in the air fryer for 15 minutes. Took it out, flipped it over, added a little bit more paprika and a little bit of water. I still love pot pies. Put some aluminum foil on it, and then for another 15 minutes. Added the pot pie on the top rack and cooked until the allotted time. Out with the chicken, out with the pot pies, and here it goes. Deconstructed chicken pot pie with extra potatoes, onions, celery, carrots, pan juices, and of course, the creamy gravy from the pot pie. This was absolutely amazing and delicious. While at my local supermarket, I got a Purdue roaster for 99 cents a pound. Went out and picked some sage and some thyme. Minced and seasoned the sausage. Got my broth going, chicken parts, chicken base, salt, pepper, celery, onions. Cut up my herbs and my trinity. That's celery, onions, peppers, and garlic. I laid down my sausage and added the herbs and veggies. And some poultry seasoning, salt, and pepper, and stirred. Cornbread time. Yellow cornmeal, wheat and white flour, sugar, baking powder, salt, mix. Milk, oil, eggs, mix well. Into a cast iron skillet into the oven for 30 minutes. Stir my sausage, veggies, and herbs. Oil on the chicken. Paprika, salt, pepper. Aromatics on the inside. Oranges, pineapple, cores, herbs, and veggies. Potatoes on the outside with some carrots. And roasted in the oven for a couple hours on 375. Took out my cornbread and dumped it in the bowl, along with the vegetables, herbs, and sausage. And stay tuned for part 2 when I put this all together. Finishing up my roasted chicken dinner. I mixed the sauteed mix with the cornbread. Mixed well. Added my broth. Mixed. Added more seasoning. Poultry, chicken base, salt, and pepper. And mixed. Into a baking dish. And then in the oven. Okay, now it's time to get started on my green beans. I poured them into the baking dish. Little olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, butter, and into the oven. Look at this. I used the remaining broth and added a flour slurry, boxed chicken broth, and stirred. Took off the stuffing, basted the roasted chicken, and pulled out the green beans and chicken. And here it goes. Roasted chicken dinner with roasted carrots and potatoes, homemade cornbread stuffing, freshly sliced tomatoes and onions, and green beans baked in the oven. Thick, nice gravy, and this was delicious. While at my local supermarket, I got the low on some turkey breasts, 99 cents a pound. I had to get a couple. I cleaned it up, cut out the backbone, and lathered it with mustard, salt, pepper, all-purpose seasoning, and paprika. Put the rack that it's going to cook on the bottom, flipped it over, and repeated the same step on the other side. Into the smoker for 3 hours. After the 3 hours were up, it reached the internal temperature of 160 degrees. I wrapped it up in foil, put my homemade glaze on it, which is honey mustard sauce, apple cider, and butter. Checked it again, and I've got the temperature that I wanted. I sliced some for dinner. Look at that. And I sliced them on the meat slicer for sandwiches. Succulent, juicy, and this sandwich and turkey was delicious. I smoked the turkey for 3 hours, between 200 and 275 Fahrenheit. I glazed it up and put it back in the air fryer for about 30 minutes. Look at that. On 250. Put me some eggs down in the pot and chopped up some of my turkey, as well as onion and celery, all together. Put it in a bowl and got my crostini started with melted butter and roasted garlic and herb seasoning into the air fryer. I put my turkey in a bowl with some boiled eggs, relish, celery salt, pepper, paprika, mayo, some whipped cream cheese with chives, mustard, and stirred for a bit. Onto the platter with the toasted crostini, some capers on the top, and some Tabasco peppers for heat. And here it goes. This is my homemade smoked turkey salad, topped with capers and Tabasco peppers, with a buttery crostini. And this was delicious. This is the second of the 99 cents a pound turkey breasts that I got while at my local supermarket. I cut off the backbone and all the excess fat and skin. I lathered it with yellow mustard and seasoned it with salt, pepper, chicken seasoning, and paprika. I repeated this step on both sides. When I made the first turkey breast, I smoked it. This one I'm gonna roast in the oven. I baked on 400 degrees for about 30 minutes. Turn the oven down to 325 and bake for an additional 2 hours or so, reaching an internal temperature of 170 degrees. And look at that, delicious roasted turkey breast. I sliced some, made some gravy, and this was so tender and moist. Wow, when cooked properly, this is one of the best meats you can eat. Mm, mm, mm. This was outstanding and delicious. I had a leftover turkey bone and I dropped it in some water. Added some celery, onions, and went out in the garden and picked some tomatoes, peppers, and thyme and added them to the pot. Added some chicken base, seasonings, carrots, and garden picked kale greens and stirred for a bit. I then added some leftover mixed vegetables and potatoes from last night. The chopped up turkey and chicken, pulled the bones and the stems out, and cooked off some meatballs with Italian seasoned ground turkey. Added the pasta, the meatballs, stirred for a bit. And here it goes. This is my turkey vegetable Italian wedding soup with all the trimmings, topped with parsley. I don't really like cheese in my soup, so I put a little bit on my garlic toast. And this was absolutely amazing. Look at that. I definitely bought the garden in this. And it was quick dinner. I had some leftover red skin mashed potatoes. I added an egg, some flour, onions, some roasted butter garlic seasoning, ranch, chives from the garden, salt, pepper, and mix. Patted in my hand with some flour and down in the oil. I got my chicken started with some egg and milk. Mixed that, threw my chicken in, seasoned with salt, pepper, paprika, and garlic salt. Into the flour and into the oil. Next, I dropped a couple bags of spinach and some sauteed onions, salt, pepper, and some of that garlic butter seasoning. I flipped my pancakes, flipped my chicken, pulled out my hard-boiled egg, took my pancakes out, stirred my spinach, took my chicken out, and here it goes. Crispy chicken wingdings, a potato pancake with sour cream and chives, spinach with boiled eggs, and this whole meal was delicious. Chicken dinner winner. I seasoned, floured, sprayed, pre-cooked, turned, sprayed, and recooked the chicken. Butter, a little bit of flour, mixed together, creating a roux. Salt, pepper, garlic, paprika, Cajun seasoning, hot Nashville seasoning, cayenne pepper, and fresh herbs, basil, oregano, and thyme from the garden. Stir it well, mixed with water. Then added some whole milk. I added some more basil, more salt and pepper to taste. And the chicken's looking pretty good. I sprayed it again and let it cook. A little bit of lemon to finish out the sauce, and here it goes. This is my Cajun basil creamy chicken over leftover spaghetti pasta with my fresh basil and my balsamic reduction. And this was delicious. And thanks for watching Kurt's Home Living.